Imagine holding a fortune in the palm of your hand, only to realize that it is actively demanding your life in return. There is a stone so breathtakingly dark that light itself seems to drown inside it. Kings refused to touch it. Billionaires who bought it ended up plunging from skyscrapers. What if a simple piece of crystallized carbon could hold a blood grudge? You are about to hear the story of a gem so utterly saturated with despair that it defies all scientific logic. Known in whispered legends as the Eye of the Creator, this black diamond is not just a rare marvel of geology. It is a beacon of profound, undeniable misfortune. Originally weighing over 190 carats of pure, unadulterated midnight, its origins are cloaked in absolute sacrilege. Ancient texts tell of a secluded shrine, hidden far away from civilization, where a towering idol stood in silent judgment over a forgotten ancient people. This terrifying idol possessed two massive eyes. One was a flawless white diamond, and the other was a black stone, darker than the abyss itself. The monks who guarded this temple believed that the black stone held the collective sins and sorrows of humanity, locked away by divine will. It was never meant to be touched. It was never meant to see the light of the outside world. But human greed is a force far stronger than reverence. A rogue traveler, driven by an insatiable hunger for wealth, infiltrated the sanctuary under the cover of a starless night. He scaled the ancient stone figure and ruthlessly pried the black gem from its resting place. The moment the stone was dislodged, the atmosphere in the temple reportedly turned freezing cold. A silent promise was made in the dark. Anyone who claims ownership of this shadow cast in stone will lose everything they hold dear, including their very sanity. The thief did not make it far. His body was found days later, face down in a shallow river, his features twisted into a mask of absolute paralyzing terror. But the stone was gone. The curse had been unleashed onto the world. For decades, the black diamond vanished into the shadows of the underground black market. It moved through the hands of nameless smugglers, ruthless mercenaries, and greedy aristocrats. Curiously, none of these temporary owners kept it for long. Whispers began to circulate among elite gem collectors. They spoke of a stone that brought a suffocating weight to any room it occupied. Those who possessed it reported strange, inexplicable phenomena. It always started with a subtle feeling of being watched from the dark corners of their own homes. Then came the nightmares. Vivid, horrific dreams of falling from great heights, of being swallowed by an endless, suffocating darkness. Paranoia would set in shortly after. The owners would isolate themselves, convinced that unseen forces were hunting them. The first officially documented tragedy struck when a royal princess from a distant, powerful empire acquired the gem. She was known for her vibrant spirit and immense wealth. Yet, within weeks of wearing the black stone in a magnificent pendant, she became a hollow shell of her former self. She locked herself in her grand estate, refusing to speak to her family or servants. The staff whispered that she spent hours staring blankly into the depths of the black diamond, as if listening to a voice only she could hear. One cold morning, without any warning, she walked to the highest balcony of her towering palace and stepped off the edge. There was no note. There was no explanation. Only the black diamond, found perfectly intact on her dressing table, gleaming with a sinister coldness. But the tragedy did not end there. The stone was quickly sold off, its dark history hushed up by embarrassed relatives who wanted no part of the scandal. It crossed the ocean, arriving in a bustling modern metropolis, where it was purchased by a highly successful diamond broker. He was a man of science and business, a stark skeptic who openly laughed at the mere mention of ancient curses. He bought the gem solely as an investment, planning to sell it for a massive profit. But the stone had other plans. Almost immediately, his thriving business began to collapse. Trusted partners betrayed him. Investments inexplicably vanished overnight. But far worse than his financial ruin was the rapid, terrifying decay of his mind. He began telling his closest friends that the stone was breathing. He claimed it was pulsing like a cold heart inside his steel vault. His skepticism melted into sheer, unadulterated terror. Exactly 1 month after acquiring the diamond, This rational, highly successful man walked to the roof of a towering skyscraper in the heart of the city. Witnesses later testified that he did not look like a man in despair. He looked like a man in a trance, following an invisible command. He plummeted to the busy streets below. The pattern was now impossible to ignore. The black diamond was a literal death sentence. The terrifying reputation of the stone reached a boiling point. The international gem trade wanted absolutely nothing to do with it. It was branded the ultimate cursed object. In a desperate attempt to break the cycle of tragedy, a renowned gem cutter purchased the stone. He believed that the curse, if such a ridiculous thing existed, was bound to the physical mass of the diamond. His theory was simple, but audacious. If he cut the stone, he would fracture the curse. He would alter its identity, breaking the dark energy that had claimed so many lives. The cutting process was an ordeal of pure anxiety. The cutter locked himself in his workshop for weeks. He later confessed to his assistants that every time the spinning blade touched the black surface, he felt a jolt of ice-cold dread shoot up his arm. The diamond seemed to resist being altered, chipping tools and defying standard cutting techniques. Finally, after grueling labor, the massive black stone was split into 3 separate pieces. The largest of these was faceted into a stunning, cushion-cut jewel, placed into a breathtaking necklace surrounded by over 100 smaller white diamonds. The contrast was beautiful, but the dark aura remained undeniable. The cutter proudly announced to the press that the curse was broken. He had tamed the beast. For a brief moment, the world believed him. The newly forged necklace was sold to another wealthy socialite. But the attempt to cheat the ancient curse had failed spectacularly. Cutting the stone did not break the darkness. It only sharpened it. The new owner, an incredibly wealthy woman who seemingly had everything to live for, began experiencing the exact same descent into madness. The nightmares returned. The dark whispers echoed in the grand halls of her mansion. The suffocating presence wrapped itself around her throat every time she clasped the necklace around her neck. And then, history repeated itself with terrifying precision. Like those before her, she found herself drawn to the edge of a high place. A bridge, shrouded in heavy morning fog, became her final destination. She jumped, leaving behind a legacy of immense wealth, and a family completely broken by confusion. The gem cutter who had split the stone was devastated. The guilt consumed him entirely. He realized too late that you cannot cut away a shadow. You cannot polish a demonic curse into submission. The stone was not just reflecting light, it was absorbing life itself. Today, the fractured pieces of the original black diamond are scattered across the globe. The main piece, the infamous dark heart of the stone, occasionally surfaces in highly exclusive, secret auctions. It is passed from hand to hand among anonymous billionaires and obscure, private collectors. Some say it is currently locked away in a subterranean vault, surrounded by thick steel and concrete, kept far away from anyone who might fall under its spell. Others believe it is being worn right now, resting against the bare skin of someone who does not, yet understand the terrible danger they are in. They might feel a slight chill. They might brush off the sudden irrational fears as mere stress. But the stone is endlessly patient. It has outlived kings, empires, and titans of industry. It waits in the dark, pulsing with an ancient, unforgiving energy. Think about it. If you were offered this magnificent, priceless jewel, absolutely free of charge, with the world's most glamorous and deadly history attached to it, would you dare to put it on, knowing that the exact moment it touches your skin, the countdown to your demise begins? The black diamond remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the gem world. A beautiful, deadly anomaly that defies explanation. Some things in this world are simply not meant to be owned. Some things are meant to be left in the dark forever.